It's pretty much telling like your biggest secret, only you have to tell everybody.
I'm Diane DeCoon. I'm a superintendent of education with the Waterloo Region District School Board. And I want to tell my story.
It's pretty much like a roller coaster ride because you'll tell one person and if it's a good reaction, you get happy.
Coming out is just being open about yourself, I think. It's telling people that yes, I'm gay, or yes, I'm bi, yes, I'm transgendered, whatever it happens to be. It's just letting people know, and I think it's coming to terms with it as well, yourself.
I was very fearful that if someone discovered my sexual orientation, it would mean potential loss of career and possibly promotion. As well, the culture of the school was accepting of people making discriminatory remarks. And my feelings around that were such that I felt very lonely, I felt very isolated. I valued my career above all other things, and I was in a situation where I felt I really betrayed myself because I couldn't stand up for myself. So the feeling was not good.
Coming out is telling people what you think you are or what you are to like friends and family.
Coming out is admitting who you are and being open and honest with yourself and everyone else.
Like, I had a cover. I actually had a girlfriend for a year and 3 months. And, you know, that basically got me through high school without, you know, the brutality of everybody talking to me.
You find out who your real friends are, and it gives you a better shot at finding somebody you love.
That's when a person finally feels ready to share that they are homosexual or gay or lesbian with family, friends, the community, just ready to be themselves.
I think if someone's coming out to you, they're acknowledging, for one thing, that you're an important enough person in their life that it's important for you to know who they really are and what their situation is. Sometimes that takes a lot of emotional working up to get to, and sometimes it's, oh, by the way.
It's terrifying coming out because you just don't know how people are going to react.
Personally, with myself, coming out at first meant just coming out to me because I had been raised with so many negative stereotypes about what being gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgendered, what that meant. And so there was a lot of self-hatred there, so I definitely had to come to terms with that. You need to come out in some ways in your life, at least to those close to you, and sometimes even those not so close to you, because the assumption always is that you're heterosexual.
The dream is to say it on stage in front of everyone, to get a thunderous applause and standing ovation and be like, we love you. I mean, that'd be awesome. But I don't see that happening anytime soon for too many people.
I would like them to respond as if it wasn't like such a big deal, because some people like freak out about it and it changes their whole view on you, and like.
It didn't go really well with my dad. He freaked out and said I'll go to hell and stuff like that. And I think the rest of my family does know, but I'm not too sure yet.
I was bawling my eyes out and she was laughing at me because just like, why would you think that would matter?
To thank them for, I always say thank you for being willing to share that, because I know that it can be a scary thing. And I always want to reassure them, regardless of whether they act all confident about it or not, that it's okay, that they're going to be okay. Because even the most confident kid can often have, you know, kind of feelings of nagging doubt about whether being gay makes them good, bad, or anything in between.
No, I think it would make all the difference in the world as far as, you know, just going to school and being happy with themselves and, you know, not afraid anymore. The load off them must be just phenomenal.
I had to come out to my girlfriend and tell her that, you know, I wasn't interested in her or anybody of her sex. So we're still good friends today. At first it was hard for her. I mean, the first thing she said to me is, you have to understand how hard this is for me. Well, you need to understand how hard this is for me.
Certainly when my kids were growing up, we had a very open forum in our house where things were talked about a lot. So that when I, you know, finally told them I was gay, they went, yeah, like they knew, which was terrifying as a mother to say, this is who I am. Are you still going to love me?
I would say my parents, even though being accepting, still have that, now are you sure? Now things could change. She's very young.
Oh, that's okay, you're still Alex, I don't care, it's not a big deal. Doesn't define who you are because of who you like.
My generation, anyway, in family and younger, have been really great, I think.
I'm accepted. Most of my friends accepted me. I didn't lose many of them. My family accepts me.
Like when I told my real father, and basically told me he hates everything about me but loves me. So he's quite confusing. And then my mother didn't believe me.
I was like, hey, I have something important to tell you. And they were like, okay. And I was like, I don't exactly like this body. And they were like, all right. And they were all like, I can't pay for that. And I was like, okay, I can pay for that.
My parents are awesome. Mom looked at me and said, how do you know? I said, how do you know you're straight? That was the end of the conversation. But no, my church, I'm part of Parkminster United as well. And yeah, upon my request, but I couldn't do it at the time, my mother stood up in front of the church and outed me. Something I was terrified to do, don't get me wrong. Even in the history of the church, there was times when people would give homophobic remarks, and we wanted to give the image as a family that normal people have gay children, you know. We're well-respected people there. We're just like anybody else's neighbor.
What if you were different? How do you want me to treat you? How do you want me to learn about you being different? How can we work on this together? Because everybody wants to be included, and nobody wants to be left out, queer community included.
It was just like, Brennan, you're hiding something. And I'm just like, I'm not hiding anything. I'm not hiding it. And she's just like, I don't like seeing you like that because it hurts me. And I was thinking about that at the end of the day, and I'm like, you know what? You're so right. You're so right. Family, on the other hand, that's a tough situation. I come from a very, very religious Christian background. So I went out to my parents, and originally what I said was that I was bisexual, so that they might accept it a little bit better. Okay, Brandon still has the potential of marrying a girl. Let's cross our fingers. But he kind of has that aspect of that he might marry a guy. Problem. My dad was furious, walked out of the room. My mom just started crying, didn't know really how to accept it. I do really understand that the parents are there, that they really are there, that they do love me. And they've said that all my life, that they love me, that they'll be there for me. And when I say something to me that's so small yet so important, they shoot it right down to the ground. Make it feel like it's nothing.
When I was asked to do this videotape, the person who asked me said, I have a very sensitive question to ask you. And they asked me, would you consider doing this? Without hesitation, I said, of course I would. I feel it's an opportunity to show how open our board is to any sexual orientation, because otherwise why would I be sitting here as a superintendent this day?
There obviously are some situations that you don't want to bring up to them, and in that case you do go to your sisters first and then go to your parents about it.
I know for Braden, when he told me, coming to me, I know how hard that must have been. And so to hear on the other line, because he had to tell me over the phone, I was overseas, for him to hear, okay, sure, no problem, if that's what you want, and as long as if you're happy with it, then I'm behind you 100%. And that in and of itself, even though it seems small, is so big.
And he said, people are gonna judge me and I don't want people to think different of me. And I was like, you know what, those people don't matter. It's us who matter, it's those people who are gonna support you that matter.
He told us, one day I had come home from work and he was having a chat with his mother, and he said, you know, I think there's something that I'd like to tell you. And I said, I think I already know.
I'm very fortunate to have both these girls sitting beside me, so.
Oh, we love you.
Just don't be afraid to be yourself, because there's always going to be somebody there that can help you out or talk to you. It's not something you have to do by yourself, because that can be pretty hard.
I'm happy that I can do this. I never thought I would ever be able to. Never, but we need to continue to allow more people to have a voice.